So, one of America's biggest real estate companies is making a huge move, but probably not where you'd think. Today, we're going to unpack their pretty surprising strategy in Central Asia. You know, when a huge brand expands, you're probably thinking London, Tokyo, right, the usual suspects. But the really interesting stories, they often happen in the places you least expect, where a big global strategy meets some amazing local innovation. So let's get into exactly where this real estate giant is planting its next flag.
Okay, so let's get right to it. The big news is that we're looking at a brand new global frontier for one of the biggest names in the business. Keller Williams is setting up shop in a market that's not just new, but actually incredibly strategic for the whole region. All right, let's break it down. Who are we talking about? Keller Williams. What they do? They've just awarded a new master franchise in Uzbekistan. What that means is they've given a local partner the exclusive rights to run the KW brand for the entire country. And listen, this isn't some far-off plan. Operations are set to kick off this quarter. It's happening now. So, I know what you're probably thinking. Uzbekistan? Why there? And that is an excellent question. The answer really starts with its unique spot on the map. So let's take a closer look at why this Central Asian nation is so important strategically.
All right, quick geography lesson for anyone who needs it. No judgment. Uzbekistan is a landlocked country, smack dab in the middle of Central Asia. But just because it's landlocked doesn't mean it's isolated. Not at all.
Just look at its neighbors. It's bordered by countries like Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan. This makes it a super strategic crossroads. We're not just talking about one country here. This is about setting up a launchpad for business and influence across the entire region.
But look, a great location is only one part of the puzzle, right? To really make a move like this work, you need the perfect person on the ground. So let's meet the entrepreneur who's been picked to lead this whole thing.
And that person is Arthur Ugai. He's been named the new regional operating principal, and he is absolutely central to this entire ambitious project for Keller Williams.
So you gotta ask, why him? What makes him the guy for the job? Well, his career path is really fascinating. He actually started in government, pushing through some major investment reforms. Then he jumps into real estate and builds a franchise from the ground up to over 100 agents. That kind of mix is pretty rare, and it makes him the ideal person for this.
And this guy is a true innovator. I mean, he introduced something called single window services, which totally modernized the property market there. On top of that, he's an author, hosts a popular business podcast. The man has 15 years of leadership under his belt. He's not just checking boxes, he's thinking ahead.
Okay, so we've got the place and we've got the person. But what's the big idea here? What's the mission? Because this is way more than just opening a new office. It's really a vision for how global systems and local leadership can completely transform an entire market.
And you can tell that Keller Williams headquarters is all in on this. Just listen to what William Soteroff, the president of KW Worldwide, had to say. He called Ugai an exceptional steward and said his vision is going to boost their impact across all of Asia. That's a massive vote of confidence. And then you've got the vision from the man on the ground, Arthur Ugai himself. He says the goal is to use KW's proven systems and their education to help local agents start thinking and acting like real entrepreneurs. It's not just about selling houses, it's about building businesses.
So, you put those two quotes together and what do you get? A really clear, shared goal to build a much more professional real estate industry from the ground up, raising the bar for service, and, most importantly, building trust with clients.
All right, let's zoom out for a second. Because this move, it's not happening in a bubble. To really get it, you have to see it as part of Keller Williams' bigger global game plan. And that's the key thing to remember here. The Uzbekistan launch isn't some random one-off experiment. Nope. It's a very deliberate, very strategic piece of a much larger puzzle. And it signals a serious push into Central Asia for the company.
And all of this leads us with a really big question, doesn't it? When a global giant like this moves into a developing market, who really benefits the most? Is it the company expanding its reach? Is it the local agents who are getting all these new tools? Or is it the everyday clients who suddenly get a whole new standard of service? It's the central question at the heart of all this, and it's definitely something to think about.